scraped away. It was that the referee spread, who he will only refer to as Michael, was killed in that crash. He believes he survived for a reason. He was shot 5 times on the streets of Baltimore when he was 18. There are the rules for tonight's fight. Unified rules, no 3 knockdown rule. In effect, that's the main thing there, really. Has to go 4 completed rounds before they would go to the scorecards in the event of a cut. Here we go.
A very good evening to you, and we welcome you to the beautiful Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino here in Las Vegas, Nevada, as it's time for the featured bout of the evening, and it's all brought to you by Don King Productions in association with Lion Promotions, Main Events, the Mandalay Bay, and Budweiser, the undisputed king of beers. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the WBC, President Jose Sulaiman, Supervisor Mauricio Sulaiman, the IBF, President Marion Mohammed, Supervisor Mahassan Scott, and the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Dr. Luther Mack, Commissioners Amy Ayub, Dr. Tony Alamo, Glenn Carano, and Dr. Flip Omansky, with the Executive Director, Mark Ratner. Introducing to you our judges, scoring this bout from ringside, all from Las Vegas, Nevada, Patricia Jarman Manning, Dave Moretti, and Jerry Roth. And the third man to the ring, the referee in charge of this bout, he is working in this, his 145th world title bout, Joe Cortez. All right, fans, here we go. Live from the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's time for the bout you've all been waiting for. The main event of the evening, 12 rounds of boxing for the heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing to you first the challenger on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing white trunks with red trim, hailing from London, England. He weighed in at a ready 246 1/2 pounds. His record stands at 38 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, with 29 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 1988 Olympic gold medalist, the former 2-time and undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Here is tonight's challenger, introducing Lennoksa Lewis. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the red corner, the defending world champion, entering the ring wearing red, white, and blue trunks, fighting out of and representing his home of Baltimore, Maryland. He weighed in at 236 pounds with a record of 35 wins, 2 losses. He has 29 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight he is making the first defense of his title. Please welcome the WBC, the IBF, and the IBO heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the hard-hitting Hasim Rahmana. Once again, the referee in charge, now to give instructions, Joe Cortez.
What will happen in the first round here? It could be so revealing. Will Lewis come out in gung-ho fashion to take the play right away from Rahman? Lewis is not sweating. Why, Glenn?
No, he's not. He doesn't look very warm. He doesn't look very loose. He's standing very, very still. He should be more warmed up than that. He needs a good start.
Rahman looked the more nervous of the two for the first time this week when they walked in.
He did. Stand in the ring, he did.
I expect a good, clean fight. I want good sportsmanlike conduct. Guys, these trunks here, Alex, a little high. Punches here, above here, they're good. Same thing with you. Punches here, trunks a little high. Punches here is good. Give me a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. God bless you. God bless America. Touch them up.
Joe Cortez, who gets $8,000, by the way, for being the referee tonight. Rahman is on $5 million plus a cut of the pay-per-view. Lennox Lewis, $11 million to add to his enormous earnings. Rachmanu was on $13,000, that's all, for the fight before he fought for the heavyweight championship. You can see the scars still on that side of his face from that car crash. A likeable, charming, charismatic man. Is he the future, or does Lennox reclaim the crown? How wary will Lewis be about that right hand? And remember too that Rachman in training has been working a lot on the left hook. The jab battle will be important as well, and Rachman can jab. There's not much in the reach between the two of them. And there is the Rachman jab, doubled up on it impressively.
Yes, that's what he does. He does try and double up to twos and threes, and that's what's good. That keeps Lennox off balance.
Lewis looking much sleeker than of late, nearly half a stone lighter than he was in South Africa 7 months ago. That's good. He's even lighter than he was a year ago against David Tua, when he put on something of a masterclass. Good work by Lewis behind his jab. He has to snap it up, and he's looking for the right hand too. He has a lot to prove. This man has ripped up his world in the last 7 months. Hammered his ego. Here's his chance to answer.
Well, Lennox has shown the character to come back from a loss like that before. So can he do it again?
Working nicely behind the jab. So far, no sign of the Rachman right. The punch that changed heavyweight history in South Africa. Rachman would like to get close in if he could. He's been working on some moves for that scenario too.
That's a good jab from Lennox, nice and stiff. He needs to use that, that's very important.
This is good from Lewis so far. He's snappy. Fitter, far more focused. But he is 36 now. Will there be signs of the wear and tear if it becomes a long, hard battle? Can the legs do 12 rounds?
But he's a great athlete, Lewis. He's been in the gym longer than ever before.
Lewis winning the battle of the jabs in the first round, but Rachman having his successes as he did in South Africa. There's blood by the left eye of Rachman. Remember, he was cut in the first fight.
Look where the left hand is of Lewis. It's very, very low.
It's a battle of the jabs in round one, and Rachman's got a little cut too. Fascinating. There it is again. And he's really throwing the punch with authority. Doubles up on it. Lewis's first round, no question. Now, how bad's that cut for Rachman?
If you can't see the face, put the right hand in the stomach. Go straight right hand to the stomach. Okay? Suck it in. Let's spit the water.
Not getting a good look at it. Did look in a bad place. It was just in the corner of the eye. He doesn't really need that this early in the fight. But that was the result of the good jabbing of Lennox Lewis.
Grease already. Now here are these jabs. Lewis's reach, by the way, is 84 inches officially, and Rachman's 82. There's not a lot in it, though Rachman looks much the smaller man.
That was a good jab from Rachman there. Rocked the head back of Lewis.
They were worried about the first round too. The Rachman camp, they thought that he might go to his head a bit. It could be danger for him. Here we go for round two. You hardly need the identification. Lewis, of course, in the white trunks. Using his boxing skills. Some wondered if he'd be tentative, whether Rachman had messed him up. Doesn't look that way, does it? Looks like he knows what he wants to do, and he's so far doing it, but there's a long, long way left. This man has been at the top now for 9 years. Don't forget that, Lennox Lewis. He's won 12 World Heavyweight Championship fights. Only 3 men in history have fought more times at this level than him. Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, and Larry Holmes. Great shot. Left hook, Lewis.
Solid punches. Lennox needs to keep it on the outside, use that reach.
Let's go.
And stepping in behind the jab. He's using the jab so far even better than he did against David Tua. He sometimes has a tendency to just pull with it and use it as a rangefinder. He kind of messes about with it. Not here.
Yes, he's using it well, but I don't like the way he's dropping that left hand. You know, he should have learned from the first fight. He needs to keep that hand up.
These just the opening salvos. That's a nice combination from Rachman, who says he's improving and says he has different punches to throw than Lewis saw in South Africa. It's a technical fight so far, but Emmanuel Stewart, the trainer of Lennox Lewis, says there'll come a time here where he might even have to get hit and hurt and go toe-to-toe to knock it out of Rachman. And if that happens, we really will see something.
It's nice from Lewis, the left-right.
Rachman 7 years younger, remember. Certainly the fresher of the two, you'd think anyway, but without Lewis's pedigree.
Rachman does look strong, pressing forward.
These tactics are going to ask a lot of Lewis's legs.
Yes, they are. He's using the ring a lot, but the jab's going out. Nice double jab.
It's a smart start by Lennox Lewis, and Rachman is frustrated as the bell goes to end round two. Both rounds to Lennox, I would suggest.
Yes, I would agree, Ian. Good work from the jab. That's a start that he needed. Just dominating behind that. He's having to move quite a bit. I don't know how long he's going to be able to keep that up.
Just take that away from him. Even if you want to just stand in front of him and shield it in front of him. He's not doing it. You kind of getting into your flow a little bit more.
No Frank Maloney these days. He's back with the boys in London tonight. I wonder how he's feeling about all that as he watches these pictures with the same old team in the corner. The good old Cutsman, Al Gavin. This is just precautionary, isn't it?
Yeah, just making sure that no swelling develops, just keeping the eyes just nice and tight there, the skin down.
But has the real fight started yet?
I don't think it has yet, but this is good from Lewis. This is what he needs. Needs to get into the fight, to warm up, to get the reflexes going.
Here comes round three for the heavyweight championship of the world. Rachman needs a bit more head movement. He might be improving, but that jab, Lewis can hardly miss him with it. Could be that if Lewis keeps doing that, he busts him up. Good shots, though, by Rachman. Did he make a little dent there?
Yes, there was a left hook. Just seemed to have an effect on the legs of Lewis.
Rachman is showing again here that he's not a bad operator. I think it was doing him a disservice just to say he was a fellow who came in off the street and hit a home run. More to it than that.
It's Lennox that's having to use the energy by moving about. Rachman keeping the center of the ring.
Can Lewis do this for 12 rounds on the jab alone? There's that right hand, which has been a honey punch for him down the years. Both of these two men at their lightest for 2 years, a measure of how thoroughly they've both prepared.
Break out clean, there you go. Let's go.
Lewis trying to get off with the hook in the right hand. He likes that combination. Left hook, straight right hand.
Circling away from Rachman's right. Trying trying to give him lateral movement all the time, never quite there in front, so that he can be hit. Lovely combination, and Rachman troubled by that and looking disorganized for a moment. Hand speed was great from Lewis there.
It's a good start from Lewis. It's confident, he's focused, he's getting his punches off well.
And the cut gets a little worse by the eye of Rachman. So far, so good for Lewis in his quest to make history as a three-time heavyweight champ. Good shot, left hook, that's what they've been working on. The Rachman camp up at Big Bear in the mountains of Northern California.
Yes, he thinks that Lewis will be looking for the right, and they've been working on the left hook, also the uppercut.
Still super sharp, Lewis, with the jab. Has he ever worked better with it?
Oh, he's very focused. The right hand is starting to come into play.
Well, if he keeps on hitting him with this jab, it's got to have an effect. He's going to start busting him up. Just once or twice in that round, Rachman showed one or two signs of distress, I thought. He's going to start getting frustrated if it carries on like this.
Yes, he is. He's going to start losing that belief that he's got with Lennox boxing so well.
Every time he come at you, do like this, put them hands up, that kills everything. Just keep doing that. You can't get over your arms. Every time you make any kind of retreat,
they're trying to take Lewis's right hand out of the fight so he can't land it, but they failed there.
Yes, but that's good. Lewis throwing the left hook first, that just takes the concentration away from the right hand that comes. This is a good shot from Lewis. He does use that a lot.
And Rachman there looked disorganized momentarily.
Yes, he did. That one hurt him.
Rachman, a family man, a father of three. His 10-year-old boy will be watching this, and his 5-year-old calls him Hasim, idolizes him after seeing all the TV coverage he's been getting. But will he carry on being champion when he goes home? Lewis gets him again with the right. This is authoritative so far from Lewis, but the question remains, how will he cope if this develops into a long, grueling battle? Might there be other phases? Maybe not if he carries on landing like that. Right hand, Lewis, terrific shot.
He's very, very focused, Lewis. He knows what he's got to do. He's fighting to a game plan.
Let's go.
I think Lewis felt going into this, as long as he didn't get hit by the big right hand again or caught, as long as he was sharp, his boxing skills would take care of business. So far, that's the story, but I stress, so far. It's good from Rachman, doubling up on his jab. Usually fighters who can jab with Lewis give him trouble. Ray Mercer did, and Frank Bruno did for quite a long time before Lewis stopped him in 7.
Starting to get his jab more powerful.
Oh! Wonderful shot by Lennox Lewis, and he's laid out Hashim Rachman. Is he going to get up from that? It was a fantastic shot, and Rachman will do very, very well. He will be stopped. It is over. Revenge, redemption for Lennox Lewis, 3-time heavyweight champion of the world for Great Britain, and he could not have been more sensational or sparkling or sizzling in doing it. There's the answer. Rachman turned his world apart in South Africa, and Lewis's answer was to do exactly the same back.
Well, that was the perfect answer. He couldn't have done it better. It was the perfect shot, complete revenge, and he got it in such style. That was exactly what he wanted. You saw how happy Lewis was at that punch, beating his chest.
That was, I would say, the performance of Lennox Lewis's career, bearing in mind everything that's happened.
Well, he was so focused. You know, we wondered if he was perturbed, if Rachman had got under his skin. He just kept himself to himself, did the job, went out there and did a perfect job.
It was a masterclass And not only that, he closed the show with one of the greatest punches he's ever thrown.
It was truly superb. That was an excellent punch from Lennox Lewis, and he'll have a big, big smile on his face with that.
And all those people around the world and in the United States especially, who've doubted this man, who've begrudged him his respect and recognition possibly, now he can call himself three-time champion like that.
Well, what a superb combination. The left hand, the left hook and the right hand. We saw it a little bit earlier, the timing much better on this occasion.
And the first thought that goes through my mind, and maybe we're getting ahead of the game, listen to the crowd as they watch that, is that when Mike Tyson sees that, he might not want to fight Lennox Lewis.
Not on that form. That was scintillating form from Lennox. Beautiful jab, softened Rachman up, then he put the left hook, right hand, and that is style.
Rachman had taunted him all week. He'd been full of chat. He'd outwitted Lennox Lewis, but when it mattered in the ring, Lewis delivered, and how. The place is absolutely buzzing here at the Mandalay Bay. The British fans are going wild. Let's get a quick word from Frank Maloney. Back in London, is he ready to talk to us? I don't know, amid all the chaos here. Somebody will tell me in a minute. We'll have a word with Frank in good time, but just look at the bedlam in that ring. I think the first thing is to get a word with Lennox Lewis.
He's a freshman. I told you he's a freshman in the game.
Look at Lewis. When have you seen him like that other than the brawl in the TV studio?
You're unknown. No guy tests.
It's all coming out now, isn't it? He was a freshman. Hashim the has-been, he's calling him. Whoa, what a night here.
We have the time of 1 minute, 29 seconds in round number 4. Our referee in charge, Joe Cortez, reaches the count of 10. The winner by way of knockout. He is now the 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis.
How the last 7 months must have hurt him. He's there now, he's ready to talk to Larry Merchant somewhere in there, and I'll be very interested to hear what he says. He wasn't eloquent all week, but he was eloquent enough with his fists. It's some performance, this, by Lennox Lewis. We wondered about whether he was aging, whether there were demons in his mind, whether he'd be tentative. There seemed to be tension around the camp. None of that mattered. Not the way Lewis performed. He'd stoked it all up, he'd worked out what he was going to do, and better than that, he did it. Well, we're just waiting to join Larry Merchant in there. Listen, there's British fans singing and chanting. And there is Lennox Lewis. Brilliant jab. Here he is with Larry.
Congratulations, Lennox. You came into the fight. Your opponent was bone dry. Did you notice anything right from the start?
Well, I seen a little twinkle in his eye, you know. Plus, I've been dreaming all week to change his name. Change his name from has-been Rachman. His name's has-been Rachman now.
How did you turn your anger at him for all of the taunts he's been making at you into a positive?
No, man, no.
Into a positive for you?
I didn't even hear the question.
I'm sorry, Lennox. How did you turn? How did you turn all the anger that you had welling up in you because of the taunting, because of your own lackluster performance in Africa, into this positive?
I just stayed focused. You know, when we were in South Africa, yeah, I said that the belts were on loan. So he's had his 15 minutes of glory. Now they come back home to me.
Do you acknowledge now that you didn't give your absolute best effort? You didn't take him seriously in Africa?
Well, you know what? I didn't take him serious enough. I was in good shape in Africa, but you know, one punch, he got through with one punch when it was I was a little not focusing that fight, and he got through with a great punch. We're in the heavyweight business. You can end things in one punch.
Why did you hide out in your dressing room tonight? You seemed like you were just what, in your own zone, and you just were focused on what was going to happen?
Yeah, I was very focused. I didn't want to get into the hoopla. I was just showing the world that I was focused. They couldn't see too much of me. Even Rahman wanted to come in and see what I was doing. He was nervous, so he was outside my dressing room. I was laughing. Madiba! Yeah,
right.
Big up South Africa.
The first few rounds,
Winning.
You described what you were doing in the first few rounds. Your jab seemed more authoritative than we've ever seen it. You stayed away from his right hand. Was that the plan?
Yeah, just to give him some movement. He couldn't take the movement, and you know, I just showed him a different style. I told you, I can switch any style I want to, and this time I just showed him a different style of moving.
All right, let's go now to the fourth.
Big up.
Let's go to the fourth round and take a look at the knockout. You tell us what you saw. Emmanuel told you in the corner you can be more aggressive. What did you see?
Well, I notice every time I try and reach around him with a hook, he sticks his arms out. And more time, he's watching out for the straight right hand. So I kind of turned it around on him and threw a roundhouse right hand.
Emmanuel Stewart also said to you, look, this man doesn't counterpunch. You can attack him.
Yeah, I took some of the pressure to him. You know, gave him a lot of things to think about. Kitchener-Waterloo, big up.
What does that mean?
Huh?
What did you say?
I'm just bigging him up, bigging up all these places. Miami, big up.
All right. It was speculated before this fight, and reasonably, that you had been knocked out by this man and that you would be conscious of that in this fight. How did you express that?
Well, I definitely wasn't gun shy. You know, plus I wanted to knock him out in the fourth round a little quicker than he knocked me out. So, you know, in a sense, I got my up on him.
Do you feel that any of his pre-fight antics from the fight at the ESPN publicity tour to all of the stuff that was going on helped you in any way?
Yeah, it did. Those things really helped me. You know, I showed a lot of disrespect there, and I just was keeping all these things inside me. I said, okay, you're going to pay fight time, and you know, this is where he paid for it.
Thank you very much. But now talk to us about your future. There are a number of fighters out there who you could fight, whether it's Tyson, Bird, who is a number one ranked fighter. It could be your countryman Kirk Johnson. It could be Vladimir Klitschko. Where do you want to go?
You know, I want Tyson. Definitely want Tyson. You know, I've been waiting for him since after the Holyfield fight, but it doesn't really matter to me. I'll take whoever. You know, Ocean's 11 is coming up, and I was fighting a guy named Magnovich on screen, so that fight may come around. There's Bird out there. There's enough guys out there, but you know, whoever.
How satisfying is this fight for you compared to anything else that's happened in your career?
It's very satisfying for me because, you know, a lot of people had me count out. They said I was too old. They said this may wreck my future. You know, I'm really happy about it. You know, I knew what I wanted to do, what I was going to go out there and do, and I went out and did it.
Thank you very much, Lennox. Congratulations again.
Yeah.